now from the old generation to the new one. I'm happy to have with us Francesca Lanzavecchia. In 2010, she co-founded Lanzavecchia Plus Y. I hope I pronounced it correctly. It's a studio with headquarters in Pavia in Singapore. Their work consists of limited edition for galleries and museums, industrial products, and special projects. Francesca, welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the kind introduction. And it's such a great honor to be speaking after these two amazing maestros of the Italian design. As Stefania said, I'm the creative director and co-founder of Lanzavecchia Plus Y, a studio that was established 10 years ago with the aim to be a bridge between two very incredibly different countries and continents and cultures, because we believe that that's where we can better understand where the world is going. So the ultra-modern Singapore at the center of the colorful Southeast Asia, and of course, Italy, the land of big masters and the land of the best workshops in the world. So for me, being a designer means to be a humanist, a scientist, a storyteller, all at the same time. And my mission is to inject poetry, lightness, and playfulness into the industry in order to create projects that are experiential, inclusive, and deeply human. We made our debut at the Salone Satellite in 2010, presenting the collection No Country for Old Men, a collection of home accessories for the elderly, but also a bit of a provocation to the design industry. Was composed of a chair, a sunta that helps you to stand up, a lamp that illuminates and magnifies at the same time, and a family of canes, walking aids for living and not just for mobility. Even though the collection never made it to production, it was acquired by the M+ Museum in Hong Kong. But thanks to this project, we really, it was really a great platform to start our design activity. And we got contacted the year after by Giulio Cappellini, who was in love of the nomadic DNA of the canes and put into production Taco, is a kind of the grandson of our canes. So since then, and mainly in the last 5 years, we have been dealing and designing for a very various contexts and very various scales, from helicopter interiors to co-working spaces, from furniture design to windows display, from limited edition to mass production. And we want to keep hybridizing and contaminating our cultures, of course, but also the context. So whatever we learn from a project can go on into the following projects too. So we want to make projects that are relevant for the world of tomorrow. This year, a long cherished dream for us came through. We launched a chair, Nena for Zanotta, a brand icon of the Italian design. And we were asked to design a chair with armrest, and we turned the armrest into the main feature of the chair itself. And it became a big enveloping sculpted shape that embodies the ultimate gesture of comfort, the hug. So Nena is a chair that's meant to support our new daily ritual. The table became our new living room, and we are not only dining around it, but working and relaxing after dinner. And it's a chair that has been thought and designed to fulfill the need for very different markets. It's extremely light and easy to transport for being an upholstered chair, but also extremely comfortable thanks to its generous seat. So to design for a company to us means to establish connection and understand the DNA and the people behind the brand. So this is a project that is particularly dear to me because I consider it a personified object. It's the portrait that we made of Carola Vestetti, the owner of Living Divani. We had the chance to meet her. I had the chance to meet her in New York. And I found it so awkward that such a little vain yet so beautiful woman was asking me to design a vanity. And I think that in a way, I was trying to understand what beauty could mean to her. And so this vanity is actually embedding a new as a new idea of beauty that has more to do with the self-awareness and the well-being, but as well as the characteristic of lightness and poetry that I found both in Carol and in her brand. Unfortunately, I don't have a photograph of Pebble with Carola, so I had to put my portrait. And this is the sort of object that is beautiful, not just to look at once, but it's beautiful to look at from 360 degrees because of the magic of the product development team who managed to hide every construction detail. So in Italy, we have the chance to collaborate with the best workshop in the world. And when entering an unknown factory, to me, every time it's like entering a parallel universe. So I always perceived metal as being cold, let's say, stinky, manly, flat material. But when I first entered the Castelli factory, that names itself the Metal Project Factory, I was so excited by discovering the expressive possibility that their research and processing and oxidization allowed the metal to develop into. And this is a series of coffee tables that I designed in 2017. They're called Scribble, and they showcase the lively, feminine, and elegant soul of the metal. And it's a choreography of strokes that can be combined into a dance of infinite combinations. So this year we collaborated with the Castelli in order to express the antibacterial and self-sanitizing properties of the copper, retaught into a domestic archetype. So due to the COVID pandemic, we think that we are gonna reshape and redesign a lot of our daily rituals, and we are gonna do it through the objects we live with. So we have been concentrating on the ritual of entering home and undressing and leaving at the entrance all the objects that we carry from outside. And we wanted this ritual to be transformed into a natural and intuitive and pleasant habit. That's why we have been reinterpreting the Asian archetype, the shoe bench, the humble shoe bench, to make it into a sculptural object for very sophisticated interiors. The Italian history and the Italian landscape are to us an infinite source of inspiration. This is a collection of porcelain stoneware that we designed for transition, for Mirage, and in trying to retrace a new nature, find a new nature for the porcelain stoneware, we've decided to give it the warm texture of a handmade texture, and we have been borrowing the color palette from our beautiful Italian urban landscapes. So the collection has tiles that is called Transition because it's conceived as a trip from the colors of a city to another. And there are these gradiented tiles that are like tools for architects in order to create spatial decors or to define areas within architecture or touch points. And they can as well be used as very subtle wayfinding system. We are currently working on a new collection for Mirage, so stay tuned. This is a project we did for Antolini for the Salone del Mobile. We are missing the hectic time of the Salone, but actually this fair booth was thought to be in a strong and deliberate contrast with the hectic and congested Fiera time. We conceived Agora, an oasis of relax in magnificent marble. And we wanted to provide a sense of rest and relief. In this very informal setting, visitors could have a seat and experience directly Antolini wonderful marbles by sitting on the stairs and take a breath and listen to opera that was performed by harps, violins, and singers. This is a very diverse project we work on. We had the chance to develop the concept interior for the Augusta Westland 169. Augusta Westland now today is called Leonardo. And we really wonder how could we make more pleasant the flying experience in a tiny and cramped helicopter interior. So we were inspired by the aerial views of the beautiful landscape, natural landscape that are shaped by winds and water fluxes. And we wanted to create this visual topography to sort of unify and make more calm this interior. The space is enlarged by this topography, by these gradient leather pockets on the wall, and as well as by the fake perspective, the fake dome that we created on the ceiling, as well as we designed chairs that can be rotated on themselves to generate different configuration of the interiors for more interaction or privacy. So the time that we are going through are extremely uncertain, and I feel very fortunate to be a designer. To us, the unknown always represents a territory of possibilities. So we are sure that there's a lot to be rethought, rebuilt, and redesigned for the new normal, for the post-pandemic, and we are sure that we all need to network, roll up our sleeves, and work together for the good. And we also believe that dream and imagination and wonder are extremely powerful tools for dreaming about tomorrow. So before saying goodbye, I would like to drive you through some fantastical dreams and scenographies that we produced for Hermes in the last year. So take a break at our fantastical Luna Park, or travel with us to impossible cities and come and meet the playful yet very fashionable robot that inhabit our digital universe. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. I have a quick question for you. You are based in Italy, but you travel abroad quite a bit, I understand. Do you feel you belong to a new wave of designers? And if so, how would you describe it?
Well, I graduated. I have a very strong basis in the Italian design. I studied at the Politecnico first, and then I did my master degree at the Design Academy in Eindhoven. That's where I got a class of 30 people with 25 different nationalities, and that's where I started to dream of a world that is more interconnected and where there's a continuous cultural exchange. To me and to my studio partner has been a must since the beginning, the one of not giving for granted anything. So we are questioning every day, feeling one on the table of the other in our laptop. We are questioning every day very deep questions about being and where the world is heading. So I hope that's something to be shared more, and that will allow us to grow more also in future.